exposure of institutional companies like Jefferies, Goldman Sachs. You know where their positions are from a fundamental standpoint. We do have the ability to get those information and put it out there for you for your own consumption, right? And trading is very, very simple. With one click of a button, trade. It's gonna ask you how much money do you want to invest in Amazon. You put your take profit, you put your cut loss, right? Everything is automated. You can use leverage if you want to be, more risk taker, right? You can go as high as 5 times leverage, right? But for those who are new, I would suggest 1 or 2 is enough first to get your toes wet and execute the trade, right? So as simple as that, you can already do manual trading at Etoro, right? So no difference, right? I think you guys are experts already in manual trading. I just want to go over the fact how different we are because we do provide charts. You can trade amongst the charts. You can adjust your stop loss and take profits by just dragging the lines. You don't even have to change the values and things like that. So we make it easy for everybody. So the biggest question is, what is social trading, right? Because I think that's the newest thing that you can take away from this session, right? So social trading solves the problem of the investors as well as the traders, right? Who thinks that they are an investor here? Raise some hands. Who thinks that you are an investor, right? You are investing to who, to what, to where? That's the biggest question, right? Are you investing to a retail trader? Are you investing to a hedge fund? Are you investing to a family office, an institutional grade platform, right? For the traders like Jeff, for example, you might be the best trader in the world, but what is a natural progression, right? Boss, right? You said that you want to be a boss. How do you do that? Without or while still being with DBS? If you are already good in trading, what's next? You want to build your own DBS, right? Right? But the question is, are you an expert in building the infrastructure around trading, right? An engineer can calculate the weight distribution load of this building, but he's not an expert in designing, interior designing, finding materials, costing, purchasing, no, right? He can try, but he may not be the best of it, right? So a lot of times, the best traders out there, their natural progression is, I want to be a fund manager. But if they fail, the majority of the time they fail because when they go into that aspect, they're not experts in finding capital, right? To raise $1 million is easy nowadays. Don't get me wrong. I can send a WhatsApp now in 5 minutes, I can raise $10 million. But to raise $100 million is different, right? I can do it. I've done it in 2 months, right? I've raised it for Etoro. But to raise $1 billion, I don't have that experience, right? I don't know how, right? So everything is perspective. It's relative. It changes from person to person, right? So why don't we say, if you're good in trading, stay in trading, and we'll find you the clients. And that's what we have at Etoro. At Etoro, we have 10 million clients now. We have 1.2 billion of clients' asset under management. So if Jeff, for example, is a good trader, you can run your statistics, your account at Etoro, and naturally, they start seeing you and, oh, like this guy is good. A guy from the US or from Europe may say, oh, this guy from the Philippines or Singapore is good. Let me invest in him. Let me copy him, right? So automatically, you gain exposure to 10 million potential clients with money in the network, right? So that's how we combine and solve the problem of traders and investors at the same time. As an investor, you cannot gain into the institutional level because you don't have 100 million. But maybe you have $200, and that's our minimum. At $200 US, right? It's roughly what? 11,000 pesos, right? Sometimes you just spend 200 for your Jordans, right? Right? Or you take a girl out on a date for 10,000 pesos, or you send home money home, right? So with that, let me share with you the 3 pillars of social trading. The 3 pillars are very simple, right? We make it simple for you. We want to remove the mental stress of entering a new market, right? Cora, right? For example, you're an expert in the Philippine market, But are you an expert in the US market, in the China market, in the Australia market? Are you an expert in cryptocurrencies? No. But we make it simple for you to copy other people. We make it sociable. Now you can talk to your gurus. Now you can talk to your, like the guys who are doing well and say, hey guy, hey Joe, what do you think about this setup? And he will respond back because there is an intention for him to get your business. Because if he responds back to you, if he becomes sociable with you, the chances are you might engage by copying him. And there are incentives for that in our network. I'll share it with you guys later, right? And lastly, it's very, very transparent, just like what Cora said. The gurus in the Philippines, Facebook, social media will say, sell, 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 sell. How sure are you that they are not selling, but they're actually buying, right? And even though they have their advices, who audits them? Do you see their track record? Is everything transparent? Do you see that from 5 years ago, is he profitable as a guru? He's charging me money, might as well know if he's really profitable, right? Because the success of a guru is not just off one trade, off 1 year, but in a long span, right? It's not because he was profitable this week, he's a good guru, right? You need to have somebody to audit him, and that's what we do at the Etoro network. Simple? So again, when you go to the platform, you see news feeds, you can contact, you can communicate. Not just products who have their news feed, people like yourself who have your own news feeds as well. So whatever you post in the network, you say, oh, Facebook is down, let's short sell it, right? Or I see potential in e-gaming. I want to buy D2, I want to buy Blizzard, I want to buy Activision. This is why I want to buy from a fundamental standpoint or from a technical basis. The moment that you tag a product, say you want to trade Activision, you are looking to invest in Activision, you see his post, right? Makes it easy now, right? And then you go to his feed, you can check what is his statistics in the past year, months, days, or since inception in an account with Etoro, right? And at Etoro, this is one of the most largest advantage that we have is that you can copy people, and all these statistics are real accounts, right? So the moment that you click copy people, automatically you will see the top traders in our network. You can see their results in the past 12 months. So this Chinese guy made 41% in the last 12 months. And not only that, you see his risk score. Risk score is a score of 1 to 10, 1 being conservative, 10 being aggressive, right? So if I ask you, madam, would you copy a 10 or a 1? 1, right? Would you copy a 5 or a 7? 5, right? Simple. And at Etoro, the way we police this is that these people who are making monetary gain from being copied cannot have a score of 7 and above. Because the moment that you are 7, you're out of the system. You can still trade your account, but people can no longer copy you. And you miss the benefits of being copied, right? So there is a win-win approach where Jeff cannot just be a good trader, he needs to be a responsible trader. He needs to be consistent, and his strategies needs to be sustainable, right? Let's look at accounts, right? I promise you guys that I'll feed you some of the key guys in our network so that you can try and test it yourself. Ames Trader, a Danish guy, 38 years old guy. Background is not trading. He only got introduced to trading in the last 10 years. Here is his open book. From January until November today, he made 122%. 122%. Who made at least 50% this year? Right? So meaning if you copied this guy, if you invested $200 January 1st, your $200 would have made $240, so makes your account $440 without doing anything, right? So it's basically allowing you to continue and be good at your day jobs. Because the last thing I would like to see people trading is half-baking their real jobs and half-baking their trading. Because you are not an expert in your job anymore and you're not expert in trading. Might as well not. Stick to something that you can be an expert in. But the reality is, life is not as simple as black and white, right? Sometimes a phone call from the Philippines says, hey, your dad had an emergency, send 20,000, 50,000 pesos. What you gonna do, right? As a trader, you become emotional and you force trade in your account manually. Chances are, as a forced trade, 80% you lose, right? If you win, then lucky you. The next call happens, what guarantees you that you are gonna make money? Emotions are very hard to control, right? My wife calls me now, I'll stop this conversation, I'll pick up the phone, right? So emotions are a very strong thing. And not only that you will see his statistic, his success, you will also see his risk score and his drawdowns. What it means is that in the last 12 months, if you see his yearly drawdown, max to bottom, it's negative 6%, right? Can somebody explain and articulate to me what does that mean? That means that in the journey of making 122% return, he had a drawdown, a max drawdown of 6%, right? So that means he's a human being. He makes errors, but just like what Jeff said, his wins are big and his losses are small. Add that to the fact that his win-loss ratio is 80-20. Add that to the fact that he knows how to do risk management, and add that to the fact that he has access to information that you may not have access to, right? And also, if you see here, his risk score from yellow, orange, it turned green. That means he's becoming more and more responsible as he becomes more and more successful. Because with us, we call you. We have a team, a retention team, that will educate these guys for free. To tell them, hey, you're a good PI, you are successful, but you're